Welcome back, it's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using the Discover and Create collection from Vicki Boutin. I got inspiration for this layout from a sketch challenge that a cherry on top had posted. I didn't actually submit it for the challenge, but I used this sketch for this layout. It's kind of a different fall layout than what I'm used to, I guess. More vibrant, maybe. I'm used to kind of those warm fall colors. But I loved that leaf paper. It was just so different, and knew I wanted to use it at least for one fall layout. So I thought it was a perfect way to, I don't know, use the challenge and use the paper as well. I have these two photos here of my boys, just in front of some fall trees, and I did trim them down just a little bit. I want to say the sketch had 2 3.5 by 5 photos. I don't believe that is what mine are, but I did trim them down a little bit. So I am going to be using this bright orange and yellow polka dotted paper to kind of almost frame my photos as well. You can see I backed them with the white. I did that so that they would stand off that pattern paper a little bit more. So I'm going to place the leaf paper all the way to the left-hand side of the page. I did end up just cutting that green paper into strips. I didn't need to waste that whole thing. And it turns out if I really wanted to, I could have figured out how to gut that leaf paper as well. I think I have 1 or 2 others, so I wasn't too concerned with it. I wanted to bring in some black, because my title is going to be black. So I had this scrap piece of paper. It has a little bit of that aqua on the edges of it. So I brought that over all the way across the page, used the branding strip that had the leaves, again, that same kind of aqua, just bringing in more colors. And actually, now that I look at it, the shirts are kind of that same color. So it just kind of matches the pictures pretty well. I wanted or thought I was going to use a circular frame down on the bottom left. I should get a picture. Maybe I'll include a picture of the sketch at the end of the video. There was like a circular element for an embellishment cluster to the bottom left. And so that's why I thought I would use one of those circular frames, but I just didn't love it. And so I am now going through the washi stickers and the papery embellishment pack to see if there's anything I want to use or anything that would really work. Whether the papery collection or the embellishment pack it's got washi stickers and then a lot of the ephemera, but it's a very, very thin paper. So I did decide to use that little kind of, it's almost like a Post-it note. I decided to use that as a base for a cluster, and then I went ahead and fussy cut some of the leaves that were left on the strips of paper I had cut off of that paper. They're by no means perfect, and a lot of them aren't even full leaves, but I was able to layer them so that it didn't really matter. So I did end up adding 3 of those to the bottom, and I did decide to commit to those. One thing with the papery ephemera, you really got to be careful when you are using tape on it. It is so thin that a lot of times I'm afraid it's going to actually rip. So just be careful if you use that. I did go into my stash and find some flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. I had one fall pack that was just such vibrant colors. It worked really well with this collection. So I did add a flare to the bottom left cluster, and then decided to kind of move on and see where else I could embellish. I did end up getting the chipboard ephemera pack. I guess I'll call it ephemera pack. And these leaves are just so fun. They are customizable, I guess. They all are black and white with all the patterns that are on that leaf paper. So what I ended up doing, I think it's the crushed olive color, I blended real quick on there, and then I took my sapphire glitter pen, I can't even think of what they're called, but went ahead and dotted all of the little dots on that leaf. It is not perfect, but again, I feel like it's a Vicki Boutin collection. It's mixed media. Things are not perfect at all. So I did my best and dotted all around there. There is some shimmer to it if you look close enough. Not a lot, which is fine. I don't need a lot of shimmer, but I just kind of wanted to use one of those leaves. It's part of pretty much the main reason I bought that chipboard pack. On the title stickers, there was a sticker that said handsome, and I was so thankful because a lot of times you have a hard time finding kind of more masculine titles or papers and whatnot. So I was excited excited to use that title, I guess. And so I used the alpha that is with the collection as well and just added hello. So my title's Hello Handsome, and I love that. Definitely not a fall-inspired title, but love it nonetheless. So at the top there, just trying to figure out what else to add with that cluster. I thought about another flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, but decided to add the foam sticker there that says, look at you. And then on the sticker sheet, there are some birds. I don't usually use animals. I know I've said this a bunch recently. I don't usually use them, but I felt like with a fall-inspired layout, these birds would work perfectly. So I did add one in each cluster, and I did purposely place the birds so they are both looking in. Kind of just draws your focus to the middle of the page, I think, a little bit more. The last cluster that, embellishment cluster that was on the sketch was in the top left. So again, I'm going through the papery ephemera because there are a lot of great layering pieces. I found that tag there and then this kind of stamp that had a leaf on it, and I just really liked the way that looked at the top left. They are both thin again, but really great layering pieces. And then to add to that, I decided to fussy cut a few more leaves from that scrap piece of paper and tuck those in at the top. And yeah, again, just really like how thin they are and how she included great layering pieces, because sometimes I do struggle. I do want kind of a base for my cluster sometimes, and in that papery pack I found a bunch of great pieces, especially or not especially, but also with the washi stickers. They're really great layering pieces as well. So I did actually sneak in another flare from Scrap and Happy Studio that says bro. There are a few collections she offers that kind of sneak behind the photo, and so that is one of them. It's a whole circle, but the only piece is on the top, or the only image design is on the top, if that makes sense. So once I add a few more greenery pieces to each of the clusters, that is going to finish off this layout. I will definitely link this collection down below. It is not completely a fall layout. I will also link my other layouts that I did using the collection so you guys can check those out, because I think it's a great collection. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.